in this video we will see non-deterministic finite automata. In the previous few videos we have seen deterministic finite automata. So non-deterministic finite automata, as the name suggests, has a little bit of difference from deterministic finite automata. See, if you are going by the definition, the tuple representation of formal definition for DFA was like a DFA D is a tuple of you have seen the previous video. It's a tuple Q0, which is the start state. Then Q, the set of states, state sigma, the input alphabet, then delta, the transition function, and A, the set of accepting states. So for any NFAN, this is exactly the same. The only difference is in case of DFA, delta takes as its arguments a state and an input symbol, and it used to output a single state, isn't it? So it used to output a state. This was the transition function for DFA, but in this case it can be some states. Okay, it can input more than one state. That is, at any point of time the NFA can be in multiple states. For example, from the same state Q0 on the same input 1, the NFA can go to state Q1 and state Q3. So this is how NFA is. But in case of DFA, this is never possible. On one input from a single state, it can go to only a single state. But in case of NFA, from the same state, from the same input symbol, on the same input symbol, it can go to multiple states. That is, talking in other words, at this point, it can be both in Q1 and Q3. So that is NFA. So it actually provides you with some flexibility in the design, so that designing automaton will be a bit easy for you. But let me tell you, this does not add any kind of computational capability to NFA compared to DFA. Both DFA and NFA has the exactly same amount of computational complexity, and you can even convert one to the other. Okay, so this doesn't add anything to the computational power, but still design becomes easier for you. So I'll take a same question, same designing example, and show how you can draw DFA and how you can draw NFA. Then you can understand the differences better, I guess. So in this video we will see both the NFAs and DFAs of the same question, so that we can understand that both of them perform the same job. But in case of NFA, the design is a bit more easy. Okay, so we will move to the first example. Here goes the first example. So here is a question: design DFA and NFA accepting strings ending with 0 0 or 1 1 over sigma is equal to 0 comma 1. Okay. As you are familiar with DFA already, with the help of the previous videos, we will draw the DFA first and then we will draw the NFA. Okay. So I request you to watch the previous videos if you haven't already, so that you get to know about DFA. Okay. So you will draw DFA, and as I have repeated many a times in the previous videos, whenever you design DFA or NFA, you should design it for the minimal string first. So the minimal string that ends with 0 0 or 1 1 is 0 0 and 1 1 itself, isn't it? 0 0 is the minimal string that ends with 0 0 and 1 1 is the minimal string that ends with 1 1. So and it is 0 0 or 1 1. So what you can do is whenever it is or, there should be two paths to the goal node, isn't it? Because this or this can happen. Okay, so we will have two paths to the goal node. So we are starting with Q0. So drawing it for 0 0. So if you are giving 0, you will reach one step closer to the goal. If you are giving one more 0, you have reached the goal now. Yeah. Now 0 0 is accepted. Now it is 0 0 or 1 1. So as it is or, you should give another path. 1 Q3. Sorry. Q3. One more 1 Q4. So this is also another path to the solution, because we need strings that are ending with 0 0 or 1 1. Yeah, fine. So 0 0 accepted, 1 1 accepted, because both of them are written in double circles, so both of them are columns, isn't it? Now this is the DFA. So we will address the in case of Q0, 0, what if 0 comes? Addressed. What comes if 1 comes? That has been addressed. Now in Q1, what if 1 comes? See, if it is 0, you can go here, that's defined. What if 1 comes? See, if 1 comes, you can come here expecting one more 1, so that you will reach the goal node, because the DFA should accept all the strings that are ending with either 0 0 or 1 1, isn't it? So if you are getting a 1 at this point, just come here, wait for one more 1, so that you can reach the final state. What if 0 comes at Q3? The same state, same situation. If 0 comes, come to Q1, wait for one more 0, so that you can end with Q2. See, the beginning doesn't matter. The only condition is it should end with 0 0 or 1 1. Yeah. So if at this point, if you're getting a 0, just come here, wait for another 0. If you're getting a 1 here, come here, wait for another 1, so that you will reach the goal node. Now what if 0 and 1 comes in these final states? If 0 comes here, just be happy and stay here, because 3 zeros are still ending with double zeros, isn't it? Or 4 zeros, 5 zeros, or even 10,000 zeros, you are ending with double zeros. Okay. So no issues. If 1 comes here, the same situation. Whatever be the number of 1s, as long as that is more than 2, no problems with this. So if more than 1 comes here, just stay here, because the condition is already met. You have 2 1s at the end anyway, isn't it? So just come here. What if a 0 comes here? See, sorry, a 1 comes here. See, if you are getting a 1 here, just come here, wait for another 1, so that you will end up with the goal state. Okay. Now what if a 0 comes here? See, if you have a 0 comes here, just come here, wait for another 0, so that you will reach this goal state. That's it. So in Q0, both 0 and 1 are addressed. In Q1, both 0 and 1 are addressed. In Q3, both 0 and 1 are addressed. In Q2, both 0 and 1 are addressed. In Q4, both 0 and 1 are addressed. That is, when we are drawing DFA, we will address all these situations. That is, we will have answers to all the questions. That is, what if 1 comes in the state, what if 0 comes in the state, like that. All the questions will be answered. But in case of NFA, it doesn't matter. You just have to include only the transition that you really need. For example, see, this is, and now this is the DFA. Now we will draw the NFA, which exhibits strings ending with 0011. Okay, so as usual, I am starting with the minimal string. So Q0. If 1 0 comes, you are closer to the answer. If 1 more 0 comes, you have reached the goal node. Similarly, if 1 1 comes, you are closer to the answer. If 1 more 1 comes, you have reached the goal node. Okay. Now, this NFA should end with 00 or 11. Now, whatever be in the beginning doesn't matter, whether it can be 0 or 1 or any combination of zeros and ones. The ending should be 00 or 11. Okay, now this is it. This is the design of NFA. Okay. Even if you want, you can merge these two goal states to a single state like this. If you want, if you're comfortable with that, you can do that like this. 1 0 0 1. Yeah, final state. Now any combination of zeros and ones, okay, can take you here. For example, if the string is 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 0. Okay, see, when 0 comes, just stay here. When 1 comes, just stay here. When 0 comes, just stay here. When 0 comes, just stay here. When 1 comes, just stay here. When 0 comes, go here. When 0 comes, go here. Okay, so this any string that are ending with 0 0 1 1 will be accepted. And just like the DFA, as unlike the DFA, you don't have to answer all the questions. Like what if a 0 comes here, what if a 1 comes here. No, you don't have to answer all such questions. You have to include only the necessary transition case of NFA. So the design becomes much easier for you. And again, see, when at Q0, when 0 comes, you are at Q0 or you can go to Q1. This is what I told in the introduction. That is, in case of NFA, for the delta function, there can be multiple stages output. For example, when Q0, when 0 comes, you can either state Q0 or you can go to Q1. This privilege was not available for you while designing DFA. You can go to exactly one state. In case of DFA, this would be a single state. But in case of NFA, from the same state on the same input, you can go to multiple states. Okay, that's the difference between, that's the primary difference, or I should say the only major difference between NFA and DFA. So here the designing is very simple for you. Okay, so all the invalid inputs will be rejected also. For example, if it was like 0 1, for 0 stay here, for 1 stay here, for 0 stay here, for 0 stay here, for 0 stay here, for 1 you may stay here, for 0 you may come here, for another 1 you can't reach the goal state. So this input will be rejected because this is the invalid input. Now I guess as at least a few of you will have the doubt, what if we are processing the input 0 0 0 0 1 1 like this. That is, when 0 comes, stay here. 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 When 1 comes, stay here. When 1 comes, stay here. So at the end of the input, you will be at Q0 and you haven't reached the goal state even if the input is valid. That means the string will be rejected. Why it is like that? I guess at least a few of you will have this doubt, at least after doing a few more examples. Okay. See, the answer to this question is, see, from city 1 and city 2. Okay. From city 1 and city 2, you have different routes. Okay. If you are taking the correct route, you will reach city 2 from city 1. If you are not taking, the correct route is always there. If you are not taking the proper route, you will be reaching somewhere else. You won't reach city 2. But the problem is with you, not with the routes. There are proper routes. So, if you are taking the correct route, you will reach city 1 from city 2 from city 1. If you are not taking the right route, you will end up somewhere else. But that's not the problem with the NFA. That's it. Okay. So here there is always the correct path for this input. For example, for 0 stay here, for 0 stay here, for 0 stay here, for 0 stay here, for 1 come here, for this 1 come here. So there exists the correct path. If you're not taking the correct path, you can't blame the design. Okay. So that's it. So this is how the NFA and DFA for the same question looks like. So we will see more examples and we can understand that NFA is quite simple compared to DFA to draw. But again, both of them have the same computational complexity. And don't worry, if you are asked to draw DFA and if you are comfortable with NFA, you can always convert an NFA into DFA back. So we will see an algorithm for that in the next video. So in this video, we will see more examples for DFAs and NFAs. Alright. So here goes our next example. So here is the question: design DFA and NFA accepting strings with some substring the over sigma a to z. That is the input alphabet is any letter from a to z, and you have to design a DFA and NFA that are accepting strings with a substring the. So we will start with DFA. Fine. So as usual, we will draw DFA for the minimal string. The minimal string that contains the is the itself. So Q0, T, Q1, H, Q2, E, Q3. Okay, so T, H, E. Fine. Okay. Now, what happens if, if it is anything other than T here? That is whatever is coming, that is other than T, you can just stay here, no issues. That is A to Z minus T. If it is A to Z minus the character T, just stay here, no issues. So you have addressed what if T comes at this point, or what if anything other than T comes at this point. That has been addressed. Now what if at Q1, if T is coming, you can just stay here, because still you can, when you get H, you can get T, H, E and go ahead. Okay, so this is fine. See, if you are not getting T or H at this point, you can just come back here. If you are getting any other character other than T and H, so A to Z minus T minus H. If you are getting anything other than T and H, you can just go back here, so that wait for T, and when you get T, you can just come back here. Fine. Because if it is T, you can just stay here waiting for an H. If it is an H, you can definitely go to this point. But if you are getting anything other than T and H, for example A, you just have to come back here and start from the beginning to get T, H and E. Okay. So that has been addressed. Now H here. If you are getting H, fine, you can go to Q2. Now if you are not getting, now at this point we are expecting an E. If you are not getting an E, no way, you just have to start everything from the beginning, because there is no other way to fix it, isn't it? If you are getting anything other than this, just go back here, and because we need substring T, H, E. If you are getting anything other than this, just go back here. That is A to Z minus E. If you are getting anything other than this, just go back to this particular point. Now once we get DHE, we got the substring. Now whatever is it, A to Z, it doesn't matter, you can just stay here. So this is the DFA. Okay, hope you understood. And here if you are getting a T, you just may go back here, because you don't have to go all the way back here, isn't it? If you're getting a T, you just go back to this particular point. Okay. So if you are not getting T, if you are not getting E, just come back here. That's it. If you are getting at the end, if you are getting A to Z, that doesn't matter, because you have got THE. That's fine. You just want the substring THE somewhere in the string, isn't it? Now we will draw the NFA for the same thing. So NFA. Now I'm drawing the minimal string as usual. Q0, T, Q1, H, Q2, E, Q3. That is the minimal string. Okay, THE. Now whatever comes before THE doesn't matter. Whatever comes after THE doesn't matter, as long as we have the substring THE. That's it. So simple, isn't it? So that's what I told. Drawing an NFA is very easy. Okay. So if you're comfortable with DFA, NFA, you can always start with an NFA and convert it back to a DFA if you are asked to a DFA. Okay. So we'll move on to the next example. We have to design DFA and NFA accepting strings ending with ing over sigma heteroset. We will start DFA. So minimal DFA is Q0, I, Q1, N, Q2, G, Q3. So ing. This is the minimal. Minimal DFA. Now we want DFA for all strings ending with ing. So whatever is it other than I, you just stay here, because if you are getting ing, that is fine, isn't it? Now the last character should be ing for sure. Now if you are getting, if you are expecting an n here, but if you are getting an I here, you can still stay here expecting for an n and proceeding to get a G and reach the final state. Now if you're not getting N, if you're not getting I, you should come back to this point, waiting for, that is, if it is not I or not N or something other than this, you should come back to this point, waiting for an I followed by an N followed by a G. Okay, so this is it. Now at this point you are expecting a G. If you are getting an I, you can always come back here, so that once you get N, once you get G, you can reach the goal state. Now if you are not getting an I, you should always come back to this point. Okay, yeah, you should always come back to this point. That is, if you're not getting A to Z, if you're not getting an I, if you're not getting a G, you should come back to this point. Now at the end, or after this, it is almost like the previous question, but at this end you are not expected to get anything, because we are accepting strings ending with ing, isn't it? So if you're getting anything other than this, for example, if you're getting an I, you should come back to this point, waiting for an N and waiting for a G. If you're getting an I, now whatever other than I, if you're getting anything other than I, you should come back to this point. For example, A to Z minus I, you should come back to this point to get an I followed by an N followed by a G. So this is the DFA. Now we will draw the NFA. As usual, NFA for this is quite easy. That is, the minimal string is Q0, I, Q1, N, Q2, G, and Q3 is the final state. Now whatever can come before this, so A to Z ing, we have to address only the transition that we require. All the transitions, that is, what comes if I, what if I comes here, what if N comes here, you need not address. That is, NFA is very flexible to design. So whatever comes in the first can come, but it should end with ing. So this is the NFA. Okay. So I guess from the last 3 comparisons, you got to know what exactly is NFA. Because once you understand DFA using the previous videos, NFA is very easy to understand. So hope you understood NFA. If you want, I'll give you a practice question and I'll answer it. So I will move to that. Okay. So here the question is design an NFA that accepts all strings having a 1 in the second last position. Okay. So the minimal string is, yeah, it can be 1 0 or 1 1, isn't it? In the second last position it has a 1, isn't it? So we will draw here NFA for that. So Q0, so it can be 1 0 or it can be 1 1, isn't it? So 1 definitely. Now Q1, now it can be 0 or 1. Q, it's a goal state. Now 0 or 1, whatever can come before this. Only the 1 should be the second last letter. Whether we have 1,000 character long sequence of zeros and ones, if it is like this, you will have a 1 in the second last position, isn't it? Because only when you get a 1 and after that some other 1 or 0, you will reach the final state. So that is what about NFA design. Hope this is clear. If you have any questions, you can comment that in the comment section below. That's it. Thank you.